Some of you watching this right now are surrounded by people. You may have children in the house, a partner nearby, family texting, friends checking in, people who technically love you. And still, you feel alone. Not because nobody is around, but because nobody fully sees what parenting is requiring from you. Nobody sees the mental load. Nobody sees the emotional pressure. Nobody sees how often you are holding it together while quietly wondering, who is holding me? Dear parent, let's talk about the loneliness of parenting. Let me say this clearly. Feeling lonely as a parent does not mean you are ungrateful for your family. It does not mean you don't love your children. It does not mean the people around you are failing you completely. It means something important is happening inside of you. Because loneliness is not just the absence of people. Loneliness is about the absence of feeling emotionally met. That's the difference. You see, you can be in a full house and still feel emotionally alone. You can have people around you and still feel like nobody really understands the weight you are carrying. You can have help with tasks even and still feel alone with the pressure. And that kind of loneliness, it's real, folks. You see, there are parents watching this right now who know exactly what I'm talking about. Everybody needs something. The kids are talking. Your schedule is full. The house is active. You're answering questions, making decisions, finding shoes, cleaning messes, responding to emotions, remembering appointments, all these details about today and tomorrow. And from the outside, you look normal. Looks like life. Looks like family. Inside, you feel invisible, don't you? Because people see what you are doing, but they never not see what is going on outside of you. They see you doing tasks, but they don't see you always like showing up for yourself. They don't always see how much you had to suppress just to show up in the moment. They see the parent, but sometimes they miss the person. And that's where loneliness starts to grow. Let's break this down a bit. Parenting loneliness happens when there is a gap between what you're carrying and what feels witnessed, supported, or understood. You see, that gap matters because human beings aren't designed to carry emotional weight without connection. So we need witnessing, for example. Witnessing means someone recognizing your experience without immediately minimizing it. So it sounds like, I can see how exhausted you are. That makes sense. You've been holding a lot. You're not crazy for feeling that way. I hear you. You see, witnessing does not erase the burden, but it keeps the burden from becoming invisible. And then we need resonance. See, resonance is when someone does not just hear the words, but they also emotionally connected to the feeling. Oof, I felt that. That would hurt me too. I get why that broke you. I know that exact feeling. I'm with you. You see, witnessing says, I see you. Resonance says, I feel with you. And sometimes that is the difference between a parent being overwhelmed and feeling abandoned inside of their overwhelmment. Think about it. I see how hard you are trying right now. I see that you are more than the role you are performing. But many parents don't get that. Instead, they get function. They get logistics. They get expectations. They get things like, what's for dinner? Where's my shirt? Can you help me with this? Did you remember that? And none of those questions are wrong technically. But over time, when nobody stops to see you underneath all that you're doing, you start feeling emotionally alone. Here's the truth. You are not lonely because you are weak. You are lonely because you are human. You were never meant to be only needed. You were meant to be known. Let it sit. Because some of you have become so used to being useful that you forgot what it feels like to be seen. And usefulness is not the same as intimacy. You see, being needed is not the same as being known. Being dependent on is not the same as being supported. And if you ever think that you need to be by yourself in these moments, that's not true. Your children may need food, your time, patience, your body, money, your comfort. And yes, that is the connection of love. But when every action becomes that over and over and over again, you just become a fixer, a helper, a driver, a planner. But who reaches out for you? And this is where parenting gets confusing, because they think, how can I feel lonely when I'm surrounded by all these amazing people? I love these people. You see, you can love your child deeply and still miss yourself. You can be grateful for your family and still feel emotionally invisible. That doesn't make you selfish. It just makes you human. Because parents do not just need to be needed. They do need to be seen. You see, when parental loneliness goes unnamed, 4 things happen. Okay. So one thing is it makes you resent the small requests. Someone asks you for one thing and your reaction feels much bigger than the request. That's not because the request itself is unreasonable. Let's be honest. It's because it's just landing on top of a lot of unseen pressures. Second, it makes you emotionally withdraw. Yep. You stop sharing what you really feel. I'm fine. It's okay. Don't worry about it. But hell, inside, you are slowly pulling away. Not because you don't care, but because you're tired of explaining a pain you're not sure anyone understands. And that shit makes you feel guilty. You start thinking, I should be grateful. At least I have people. Other parents have it worse. So instead of asking for support, you start shaming yourself for needing it. But needing emotional support does not make you ungrateful, dear parent. That shit makes you alive. It makes you confuse silence with peace. It sometimes will actually allow you to break that connection to get that peace, because that's what you're seeking. You see, quiet can't give your ears a break, but connection gives your spirit a place to land. And some parents aren't just craving quiet. Shit, they're craving emotional landing. You see, emotional landing is that experience of finally having somewhere safe to put what you've been carrying. It's when your feelings do not have to come floating around inside of you. It's not necessarily someone fixing the problem. Well, at least it's also about someone just being there for you, because it helps your inner world. It brings you peace. I understand why that hurts. That sounds exhausting. Yeah. You can feel that here. And for parents, this matters so much because most of the time you're giving that to your children. And I promise you, at the end of the day, you have to realize that emotional landing is not just for your children, it's for you. That's why parents can be surrounded by people and still feel lonely. They're craving emotional landing, a place to exhale, a place to understand, a place where they are not needed for the moment. They just want to be seen, damn it, right? I'll say it. You are tired from feeling unseen while parenting. Because when you call it, I'm just overwhelmed, you may only look for a break, but you may realize that you probably need something deeper. You probably need rest, connection, probably acknowledgement. You may even need an honest conversation. Shit, you may want to be held emotionally and physically, but because practical helps matters, the emotional pushing, we just keep doing it. Later. Please stop saying I shouldn't feel this way. I need you to ask yourself, where do I feel unseen right now? Is it in my home? Is it in the co-parenting dynamic? Is it in the emotional labor? Is it the mental load? Is it in the sacrifices nobody is noticing? Get specific, because vague loneliness creates quiet resentment. But specific loneliness creates a path towards connection. You see that? What do I need help with? Appreciation, uninterrupted time. What is it? I need my partner to notice me without having to explain everything. What is it? Because that is not weakness to answer that. Shit, that's emotional honesty. So today, let me give you permission, please. You are allowed to need more than task support. You are allowed to need more than emotional carrying of other people's loads. You're more than just checking up on other people. I know you're a parent, but you're not just a parent. You're not just a schedule. You're not just a problem solver. You're not just the one everybody comes to when something is missing or broken or late. Shit, you are allowed to want to be seen. And that does not make you needy, damn it. It makes it relational for you. It makes you feel human because you were never created to not only just pour yourself out. You need places to be poured into as well. And so please, if you're feeling this loneliness in parenting, even while being surrounded by your loved ones, just please take a breath. Nothing is wrong with you. You are not fucking dramatic. You are not ungrateful. You're not some kind of selfish human being. You're just a human being carrying a role that can become emotionally isolating when nobody names the weight of it. And shit, maybe the next question isn't what's wrong with me for feeling lonely. Damn it, the question should be, where have I been needing connection but only accepting responsibility? Come on now. You deserve more than being needed. You deserve to be known. Yes, it's okay. So before we go, if this message gave language to something you have been feeling quietly, I want you to be honest. Drop it in the comments. Where do you feel the most unseen as a parent? Like this video so another parent sitting quietly can silently find this message. Subscribe to Dear Parent because these conversations are going to keep happening. Shit, turn those notifications on. There's more to come. We got more messages. And who knows, the next message may be the one you need to get through the week. Dear Parent, you are not meant to only be needed. You are meant to be known. And I appreciate you. And I will see you in the next message.